Good day, everyone, and welcome to Readings in Philippine History 111, wherein our first topic will be about the treaty between the United States of America and the Spain, or more known as the Treaty of Paris. This treaty marked the official end of the Spanish-American War, a conflict that significantly shaped the course of both American, Spanish, and of course, the Philippine history. This Treaty of Paris was signed on December 10, 1898 by plenipotentiaries, or official representatives with full authority to negotiate from both nations. The USA, whose president at that time was William McKinley, was represented by William Arday, the Secretary of State, while Spain's plenipotentiary was Eugenio Montero Rios, among many others, acting in the name of Queen Regent Maria Cristina of Spain, who was also standing in for her young son, King Alfonso XIII, who was still a child. The treaty was signed in Paris, symbolizing the shift in global power dynamics. Spain, after over 400 years as a colonial empire, lost almost all of its overseas territories. To begin, let's briefly discuss the context leading up to the treaty. The Spanish-American War, which began in April 1898, was triggered by various factors, including the explosion of the USS Maine in Havana Harbor, Cuba's struggle for independence, and the growing American imperialist sentiments. Within a few months, the United States defeated Spain, both militarily and strategically. This is probably why, even after colonizing the Philippines for how many centuries, Spain agreed to sell off our country for $20 million. The treaty states that the United States of America and Her Majesty the Queen Regent of Spain, in the name of her august son Don Alfonso XIII, desiring to end the state of war now existing between the two countries, have for that purpose appointed the following names as their plenipotentiaries, who, having assembled in Paris, and having exchanged their full powers, which were found to be in due and proper form, have, after discussion of matters before them, agreed upon the following articles. The first article of the Treaty of Paris states that Spain must relinquish all claim of sovereignty over and title to Cuba, and thus the island is, upon its evacuation by Spain, to be occupied by the United States. The United States will, so long as such as occupation shall last, assume and discharge the obligations that may under international law result from the fact of its occupation for the protection of life and property. Next, Article 2 indicates that the Spain agrees to cede to the United States the island of Puerto Rico and other islands now under Spanish sovereignty in the West Indies, and the island of Guam in the Marianas or Ladrones. In the Article 3 of the treaty, it defined the boundaries of the Philippine Islands, which were described as specific latitudes and longitudes. These coordinates mark the limits of the islands, starting from the 20th parallel north and extending through various meridians and parallels. In exchange for these territories, the United States will pay to Spain the sum of $20 million within 3 months after the exchange of the ratifications of the present treaty. The fourth article of the treaty states that the United States will, for the term of 10 years from the date of the exchange of the ratifications of the present treaty, admit Spanish ships and merchandise to the ports of the Philippine Islands on the same terms as ships and merchandise of the United States. The Treaty of Paris was signed on December 10, 1898, but it officially took effect on April 1899, when both countries ratified and exchanged documents. The treaty marked the end of the Spanish-American War and led to the U.S. acquiring territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines. While Cuba gained independence, it remained under significant U.S. influence. The treaty transformed the USA into an imperial power, setting the stage for future conflicts, such as the Philippine-American War, and reshaping its role in global affairs. That's all for the first part of our report. Thank you for listening.